All right, good morning, y'all. It's morning now. I don't know when you're actually looking at this, but hey, it's morning right now. It's Miss Purvis, and let's talk about a Macbeth DBQ. Now, a DBQ is just a document-based question. It is what you have already done. It's just a different word for it, or a phrase for it, but it's basically an argumentative essay. It's literary analysis where you decide who you believe is in control in the play Macbeth, and then you write an essay proving your point. The cool thing is with the DBQ that you actually have source documents. So as you look at this DBQ document, you'll have the document A, Macbeth, thou shalt be king. Document B, leave all the rest to me. Document C, I've done the deed. Document D, Macbeth shall never vanquished be until. And document E, despair thy charm. Those are the source documents that you will use. So there are some pages in this DBQ you will not use because it's geared toward us being in class and you be able to work in groups, which we can't right now with social distancing. So you will go ahead and skip the synopsis circle Macbeth. And that's actually several pages. Is it good information to go back and look at? Yes, it is, but you're not required to do anything with this, okay? It's just kind of a reference. So actually on page 417 is where document A starts. So the first thing you'll do is go through and look at each of these documents, see what information they give you. Now, of course, you have to have already read Macbeth. So I kind of feel like that goes without saying, but hey, I'm going to say it. If you have not read Macbeth, you've got to read it. You can't write the essay without reading Macbeth. And come on now. I did give you the No Fear version for the free. Didn't even have to buy the book. So there's no reason for you not to read Macbeth. Okay? Get off my soapbox now. So you look at your document A, Macbeth, thou shalt be king. Okay? The document analysis questions, you do not have to answer those and submit your answers. What you do need to do is use these document analysis questions to help you decide what information you might want to use from this document. Okay? From this, do you believe that it's the weird sisters who are in control, or is it Macbeth that's in control? Y'all, for this essay, let's say there's no wrong answer. It all depends on how you support your evidence, okay? If you support your thesis with evidence and adequate explanation, then you'll be fine, okay? And again, as I said, it's a literary analysis essay. You're making a claim, so it's an argument based on a piece of literature. You've done this before. Those of you that had me for American Lit, you did it several times in there. It's kind of like our paired passage argumentative. It's just that instead of it being a nonfiction piece, now it's a fiction piece, okay? Then we move to source document B, and this pulls out the part. Now, this does pull out the portion that is the original translation and not the No Fear. So it does have the act and scene noted. So you might want to pull up side by side the No Fear version and this. That's perfectly fine. Okay, again, you have the document analysis, and so you decide from this, is there any evidence in this document that Lady Macbeth is in control of planning Duncan's murder? That's really the last question, but just go through those questions as you assess each one of these documents. Then document C is where Lady Macbeth awaits Macbeth's return after the murder of Duncan. That's what I meant by you've got to have already read this. If you haven't already read this, boom, spoiler alert. So this is Act 2, Scene 2. And again, you could pull this up in the No Fear version. You've got your questions for document analysis and decide. Again, keep in mind who is in control in this play. And your ideas of it might change throughout the play, but overwhelmingly by the end, you should decide on one person or one entity that's in control. All right, and then you have document D, okay, and this is where we have Banquo's ghost, okay, and the weird sisters Macbeth goes back to see the weird sisters, and you have all these apparitions, and decide again who is in control. Is it Macbeth? Is it Lady Macbeth? Is it the weird sisters? Is it fate or the prophecy? I kind of look at the fate and the prophecy together. Okay, you could look at fate and prophecy together, or you could link the weird sisters and the prophecy together, because the weird sisters give the prophecy. So either way, okay? And then your document E is where you have that Macbeth learns that Lady Macbeth has died. And so then this is Macbeth's famous speech. And you have to decide, look at question 2. Is this the speech of a man who is in control? Again, you do not have to write your answers to these, but these questions can help you form your opinion on who is actually in control in this play. All right. Now, the bucketing is something that you're by yourself. You won't do. We would have done this in class. So you can go ahead and skip that, except for right there on page 427. It's called a chicken foot. I don't normally use this. But your thesis, rather than it being your opinion, it's your assertion. Okay? And so I want you to think about, we do a funnel introduction. Okay? And I'll post some separate shorter videos about each part of it. But y'all, again, it is something that you have done before. There isn't anything new in this essay other than it's a new text being Macbeth, other than you're having to do it at home because we're not in class. And that's a pretty big difference, isn't it? So I'll post videos as we go along. If you have questions, send me those questions. Hopefully this is a way that I can help instruct you, even though I'm not there. Maybe I can virtually be there. And, you know, guys, we're going to get through this together. And I really do want to assure you it's going to be fine. It is. I don't really know how it's going to all turn out, but you all just be safe and limit going out and about, please. Okay? All right. So you need to assess all of those documents, okay? And then on page 429, you have a mini Q essay outline, okay? So paragraph 1, you've got, they want the grabber, the brief and relevant plot summary, restating the question with key terms defined, and the thesis and the roadmap, okay? I'm not all about the restating the question with key terms defined. I'm going to need y'all to scratch this part out. Okay, but paragraph 1 is your introduction. So remember, you will do a hat mat introduction. And I don't have one of those fancy smancy Apple pens where I could actually write on here. This would be a great time if I did, but I don't. So I will post my little PowerPoint on hat mat. But remember, hat mat is your hook. It's your author. It's your title. And it's a short summary. It's mentioning of your main characters, and it's your thesis. So remember, your thesis is your last sentence, and it should tell us who you believe is in control within the poem, my goodness, within the play Macbeth. Okay, your body paragraphs are like all the other body paragraphs you've been before, or that you've done before. You have a topic sentence. Here they call it a baby thesis. All right, but it's your statement of whatever proof you have of who is in control, and then you do your textual evidence. Think about it like your body paragraph is a race riding. So your R and A is your topic sentence. Okay, you've got to have a topic sentence. Do not start with your evidence. Once you have your topic sentence, then you start with your C's and your E's, your cites and your explains. Okay, and you're going to do that. I would say you're going to have 2 to 3 body paragraphs. So an introduction, 2 to 3 body paragraphs, and then a conclusion. Okay, and each body paragraph will support a different topic sentence. Okay, now what I do want to note on here is it says paragraph 5 would be your conclusion, all those statement and restatement of the main idea. No, 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 no. I don't want a summary. Remember, I want your conclusion to be your final thoughts. Pull in that word view. Don't give me a whole new topic, but don't just tell me what you've already said. So I'll post something separate about conclusion where I pull up some sort of document that maybe I've written on or something. I'll figure it out some way, okay? But I promise you, it's just like all the other conclusions we've written. Please don't tell me do not start it off in conclusion or in summary, and do not tell me everything you've already told me. Y'all remember? I know sometimes maybe you doubt it because I'm old and slow sometimes, but I can read and I do understand your arguments, and I don't need you to retell me all your points and your conclusion, okay? All right, moving on. You don't need the lined paper, unless you are handwriting it, and that's fine. All right, now this is a guided essay. All right, so 497. Let's look again. I don't think that we need I want you to do HatMat. Now the E gives you like a fill-in-the-blank thesis. I'm okay with that thesis. I actually am, where you do although blank and blank have some control over events in the play, comma, blank has the most control. That's a solid thesis, once you fill in the blanks, okay? So just remember HatMat with your introduction, and then your body paragraph. Okay, this breaks it down by maybe you have 2 or 3 characters that you think are in control. And so characters are events, and so your baby thesis is or your topic sentence, I don't like baby thesis. Your topic sentence is blank has some control over events in the play, and you show that, okay? And then your next one is where you show that someone else has, okay? And then your third body paragraph is where you show the character that you believe has the most control, okay? Actually, this kind of works, other than the whole baby thesis part. I may have to modify this some with my handwriting and put it back up for you, okay? On your conclusion, okay, on this, I do want to note you do not have to make a separate counter-argument paragraph, because the way this one is set up, where you actually mention 2 other characters or entities like prophecy, fate, weird sisters, Lady Macbeth, whoever you believe, you've already shown where 2 others, or at least one other, had some control at one point but doesn't overall have the most control. So you have built in your counter argument already, so there's no separate paragraph needed. All right, moving back down here to conclusion. Restate your thesis. No, I really don't want that, okay? Remember, I don't want you to summarize. I do like C. It's a fresh idea or wrinkle to your argument. So depending on who you say is in control, I think your first sentence for your conclusion should deal with that. Maybe something even to the effect that maybe everyone could use in one way or another is that in most life decisions, or in most decisions in life, comma, no one person or entity is in control of the entire decision, period. Now, does that need some work? Yeah, it's rough, but it'll give you an idea. Okay, so hopefully this has helped you. You have the packet. There will be copies of this packet at the school for you. And, of course, email me your questions. Please email them. Google Classroom is acting up for me some. So if you will email your questions, I can get those on my phone rather than having to go into Google Classroom into private comments. So if you don't mind emailing me any questions that you have, and y'all, I promise you I'll get back to you. And I do pray that you and your families are safe. I miss seeing you guys. I cannot tell you how much I miss the birthday rap and good morning. Our song. Yes, Shandera, I know I typically forget to play it or have lately, but I miss it. So I hope you feel vindicated in the fact that I realize I've messed up by forgetting it. But I do miss you guys. And I hope that, again, that you and yours are safe.